everyone, Lacey here from Forest City Stitching. I hope everyone had a great week. I decided not to put something on my scroll rod. Instead, I picked out another big piece to work on for about 2,000 stitches that you'll see momentarily. But it's not a scroll rod project. So I think you'll be happy to see what project that is. I just finished up a call with Karen the Stitching Owl and AZ Family Zoo, so that was fun, and there was a bunch of other people on the call, including Laura Stitching by the Shore, Karen the Twitchy Stitcher, my friend Charlene, Catherine from Accounting My Stitches. Yeah, I think there might have been a few other Flosstubers that their channels are just escaping me at this time. So yeah, we had a couple hours to stitch together this afternoon, so that was fun. Thank you, ladies, for hosting. But before I get started with my stitching, I wanted to talk about a campaign that I'm going to be involved in. Amanda from Bad Stitch, she posted on her Patreon earlier this week looking for Flosstubers who would be interested in partnering with her for a campaign for the International Transgender Day of Visibility, which is Tuesday, March 31st. So she's going to be running a campaign, a fundraising campaign from Saturday, March 28th to Tuesday, April 1st. And I have the pattern right here in front of me, but I can't show you. But it's lovely. And so more details will come of that. I can share with you the color palette at this time. Yeah, so I think it is something that you should think about participating in. I'm sure she will have a lot more details closer to that date. So, you know, keep an eye on her Instagram channel. Yeah, but this is what the color palette looks like. So very pretty. This is the fabric I chose to stitch it on. So that's all I can share for right now. The fabric that I chose is 32 count Great Crush by Brennan Needle. I'm trying to get all fancy there. Yeah, I think that will be a lot of fun. I will likely film like a Flosstube extra once I start it, because I am planning on starting it ahead of time so I can get some stitches in. And then having that video go up on the 28th. So the first day of her campaign. So if by that time y'all haven't seen, apparently I'm Southern now. If you all have not seen the pattern by then, you will have an opportunity to kind of see a bit more on this channel. And again, that's my target date to do a specific video dedicated to that project. So I'm super excited that I am able to participate in that. As I said, the pattern is very pretty, so something to keep your eye out for. Also on the plans side of things, my family, we were talking about baseball because, you know, opening day is coming up soon for the Blue Jays on the 27th. And they know about my piece that I am going to dedicate to to my Blue Jay stitching, and my husband found this printout that someone made online, and he had originally just printed it for my son so he could like track things, but my son knew I needed something to track my stitches, so this works perfect because I can just put like the number of runs they get in each, and then I'm also going to track if they won the game or not, because we're doing some math, and I don't know what I had said in earlier videos, but I had in my head 100 stitches per run. But last year they had like 780 runs in the regular season. And I think I was looking at the games won, which were 93. So I think I got my math all mixed up when I was originally planning this out. But it's okay. This will still work. So I am going to do now 10 stitches per run plus 50 stitches if they win the game. And so, because the project that I'm working on is 11,000 stitches. So I think that will get me, you know, a pretty close to a finish on that piece, if they do as well as they did this year. So that is how my math is mathing for that. And the piece I'm going to be dedicating is Blueberry J. So yeah, you know, so it's going to take some time to get some momentum when it's only 10 stitches per run. But let's be honest, I'm sure I'm going to not be able to keep up. So I will have a backlog of stitches to do at some point. But yeah, after March 27th, you should see Blueberry J on a weekly basis, that's for sure. I did hear from my Smalls Exchange recipient, and it did make it to BC successfully. So I was very happy about that because I was very worried. I had tissue papered it, I bubble wrapped it, and then I got some, because Easter, you know, the crinkly grass stuff that you put in Easter baskets, it was at Walmart for like $1, so I just grabbed a bag of that. Also threw that in the box along with the packing materials that came with my Smalls Exchange. And then there was still enough room in the box that I just also wrapped it in the reusable bag I had brought my small to the post office in to give it some extra padding. I was very worried that it wasn't going to make it. I will post a picture. I want to give my recipient a chance to post a picture first, if she wants. Yeah, I went to Manveer Mama Bear Stitching. So that's who my recipient is. She sent me a message when she received it, said she liked it, and so all is well there. But yeah, so I won't necessarily post a picture quite yet. But I finished it on like a box that I got at Michael's. So I was very worried about it being able to make it there in one piece. You will also see the finish once Karen does her wrap-up video for the Canada swaps as well. Okay, I think that's enough stuff that I wanted to remember to talk about. So, let's look at this first. So, I have my first section of Flosstube Friends complete. And I already took the needle off and the needle minder off. Ta-da! So that's how my girl is looking. Here's my initials. So yeah, pretty happy with that. My border matched up and everything, so. I already let Karen know that that is done, but it's my son's birthday weekend next weekend, so I don't think it's going to, yeah, next weekend's not going to work for us to meet up because I'm already exhausted thinking about next weekend. I did pull out my blue JPs, and there's no cover page for this, from Velvet Pony Design. This is one of the World Series pieces, the World Series piece I was working on. It might be cursed because I pulled this out during the World Baseball Classic. Yeah, I think that's what it is. US versus Canada, and Canada lost, so. But I mainly worked on kind of completing his tail here. That's how he is looking. Also pulled out, can't show you this pattern either because it was a freebie in the holiday countdown box. And this is what I'm stitching on for the Smalls Exchange for Stitch North. That's how those birds are looking so far. So that's coming along quite nicely. That variegated floss is, I don't think it's available anymore, but it was bespeckled by Roxy Floss. And then today, I was working on, and so you'll see this again next week because I'm nowhere near, I want to get 2,000 stitches in on this, but my Disney Castle. So it came out to play. It took me some time to figure out where I was on it. But now I've added in a little bit of blue. So just in the smack dab middle of the castle there. I put in about 150 stitches when I was chatting with the ladies there this afternoon. So that will be my main priority, I think, to work on that this week. Okay, I think that is all that I have for today. So I hope everyone has a great week. It has been warming up and then cold again. It's supposed to be like 10 degrees this afternoon. I don't know if it ever did warm up to that. It was about -2 when I went out for my run this morning. It was windy, so that was no fun, but that is all right. Yeah, so everyone have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week.